Come, let us explore the most powerful tantric symbols in history. Revealed at last. That sounded kind of cheesy, didn't it? Together, let us relaxingly recite. My sinuses are doing the Watusi, so I am a trifle out of it right now. I apologize. Tried to do my best, but my IQ is plummeting right now. Together, let us recite. One of the most recognizable archetypes of Dzogchen's great completion stage of Buddhist meditation is the image depicting a nude woman the color of a cumulus cloud, sporting in tantric union with a naked man, the hue of the infinite azure sky. Despite the pearl clutching of Karens, if Catholics get to erect statues of a scrawny naked carpenter being tortured to death, then yes, Ati yogis get to display meaningful images of two beautiful people contemplatively making love. This image could be translated as the all-good ones sporting in tantric union, in Sanskrit as Samantabandhara Samantabadri Karma Mudra, and in Tibetan as Kuntu Zangpo, Kuntu Zangmo, Yabyum. In his commentary to the Essence of Refined Gold, the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet insisted that each Lama functions as his own sect. Bearing this in mind, let's explore an explanation. The iconography of this famous or infamous archetype. In this day and in this country, we could take literacy for granted. But in days of yore, it was the exception, not the rule. Thus, it could seem as little surprise that many teachers relied on symbols and archetypes to serve as mnemonic devices with which to remind folks of the teachings. Fortunately, most complex life forms on this planet have evolved to think symbolically, which made such a teaching strategy quite effective for humans. The nudity of the couple reminds us that for mindfulness to be truly beneficial as we inhale, it must be vulnerable as well as passive, visceral, random, and fleeting. The translucence of Samantabandhara and Samantabadri depicted in the finer paintings reminds us that for meditation to be truly beneficial as we exhale, we must physically relax that we may mentally release, as if that which we noticed during our previous inhalation could now feel as if it was as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although could be tantalizing to the eye, could feel utterly non-graspable to the hand. The beauty of Kuntu Zangpo and Kuntu Zangmo remind us of the empathy. Take two. Remind us of empathy, the source of the greatest beauty. That is the effortless byproduct of passive noticing and releasing relaxation, in harmony with our respective inhalations and exhalations. The abandon with which the cloud-colored woman appears to sport in tantric union reminds us of the spontaneity that is tempered by centeredness, which in turn is symbolized by the stability with which her partner, take two, by the stability with which her sky-colored tantric partner or Vajra throne sits, reminding us that the more we authentically practice mindfulness and meditation, the more our choices, utterances, and deeds could flow. With the right effortless effort, let's try this again, with the right or effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. Let us not make the mistake of Yang's religious patriarchy, of deifying, worshipping, and supplicating a mere archetype. Instead, let us traverse Yin's path of spiritual matriarchy, allowing our practice to be inspired by the meaning of this iconography, that we could be the peaceful and loving people our dogs already think we are. This is why the Buddha taught mindfulness and meditation. Having completed our opening lesson, it's time to shift gears. It is Luke Skywalker Friday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Renegade Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your nerdy, neurodivergent guide to nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Let us begin by turning to the very latest iteration of very easy meditation practice text, or sadhana, if you're nasty. Together let us relaxingly recite. Whatever comes, may all beings notice, relax, and flow. Whatever stays, may all beings notice, relax, and flow. Whatever goes, may all beings notice, relax, and flow. Upon the tip of our left index finger, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right index finger, palms up in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce at the crown region of our head. A quick review of mindfulness. Every time we inhale, whether we know it or not, our sympathetic nervous system helps us to notice in a very special way, helps us to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly, which is the opposite of the rigidity and controlling tendencies indulged when we concentrate. What are we to do with that which we notice? Why, we meditate, of course. You see, every time we exhale, our parasympathetic nervous system supports both our physical relaxation as well as our mental release. The most efficient way with which we can cooperate with our autonomic nervous system is to silently and mentally recite the verb noticing during each inhalation, and to silently and mentally recite the verb relaxing during each exhalation. Together as a team, let us practice right now. Welcome to the second quarter of this evening's live stream. Let us relaxingly recite an excerpt from the vast expanse of the diamond-like mind, known in Tibet as Dorje Sampa Namka Che, composed approximately 14 centuries ago by Prahe Vajra, the Buddhist reformer Prahe Vajra, translated from the Tibetan by Chokyo Namkar Norbu, translated from the Italian by Adriano Clemente, adapted and amplified by yours truly. Together, let us relaxingly recite 4 repetitions of this 23rd passage. Time past and time present are the authentic condition that is complete in its own place. What does that mean? There's a great big ugly myth that mindfulness means concentrating on the here and now. No, it doesn't. Concentration and mindfulness are two different things. Concentration is an indulgence of our rigid and controlling tendencies. Mindfulness is an indulgence of our flexible and laid back tendencies. In the present moment, we could spontaneously notice memories. We could notice fantasies. We could notice sights, sensations, flavors, scents, and additionally, we could also notice emotions, intentions, and thoughts. It's better to be authentic in the present moment than it is to lie to ourselves about what we're really feeling. That doesn't mean we have to indulge our anger or indulge our fear or indulge our despair, but we need to be honest with ourselves. This is the radical mindfulness that is the first enlightenment factor. But whatever we perceive becomes complete during our exhalation when we relax and release. It is the relaxation and release inherent in our inhalation that makes it safe to be authentic during our inhalation. Let's continue. Likewise, its path is the same. This is its very nature. Together, time past and time present are the authentic condition that is complete in its own place. Likewise, its path is the same. This is its very nature. So, whatever we perceive, whether we're perceiving the present or the past or a fantasy, whatever we perceive, our reaction is the same. During our exhalation, physically relax and mentally release. That's it. Time past and time present are the authentic condition that is complete in its own place. Likewise, its path is the same. This is the very nature. Time past and time present are the authentic condition that is complete in its own place. Likewise, its path is the same. This is its very nature. Upon the tip of our left little finger, we could rest the great knuckle at the base of our right little finger, palms up, in our lap. Doing so could gently invite our real or imagined subtle energies to automatically coalesce in the bladder region of our lower abdomen. During each inhalation, our sympathetic nervous system helps us to vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, fleetingly notice mind's antics of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, and imagination. During each exhalation, we are already wired by our parasympathetic nervous system to physically relax and mentally release. The most efficient way to cooperate with this autonomic nervous system is to silently and mentally recite noticing during each inhalation, and to silently and mentally recite relaxing during each exhalation. Hmm. Welcome to the third quarter of this evening's live stream. We're going to have to cut things short, sadly. I apologize for cutting things short, but I'm terribly under the weather. you have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 11.5 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's morning meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.